This is my Ferrari F8. And as you read on the title, I fucking hate it.
If I show you the place I'm from, you wouldn't believe how I got this far. I'm the rose that grew out the concrete, aka the shooting star. Back then I didn't have no guidance, didn't even know how to use these bars. Now they're calling me superstar.
Come around here and I'll give you a tour. So here's the wheels, red calipers. That's all I know about the wheels. It's got 2 doors, not 4 doors. It's the most impractical car in the world. If I go to the airport, I take one of my friends with me and they go in the Uber, they take the taxis, I drive to the airport, I leave the car there and they drive the car home after, because you can't have 2 people and a suitcase. The suitcase has got to go in the front seat. The brake lights are kind of cool. Honestly, that's one of the main reasons I bought the car. I genuinely don't really care about anything else. But when I first started the car up at the car garage, it was night. I saw the circles and yeah, I'm sold. That shit's cool. Imagine smoking past someone on Sheikh Zayed Road and you just see that in the background. It's perfect. And of course you got the badge, iconic, exhausts. I wish I knew what kind of exhaust they were, but I don't have a fucking clue. And same story on the other side. Petrol in there, another door, spider, the only spider that your girlfriend's not afraid of. You like it, yeah?
Yeah, so
Thank you.
It's clean.
Cheers, thank you.
Yeah.
My dream car too. I love this thing, genuinely love it.
Is this yours? Or?
Yeah, it's mine, yeah.
We were wondering that maybe you could sit inside. Or
Yeah, go for it, man, go for
Oh,
it.
thank you.
No, of course.
I mean, I'm from Jordan. We don't have.
From Jordan?
Yeah, we don't
Nice.
have cars like this. It's
No?
rare.
Step in, bro.
So rare.
Yeah, just see.
That's all to point out. Oh my god.
It's alright, bro. I've had more guys in my car than bitches. Like, you can turn it off and turn it back on if you want. Here, start. Then put the foot on the brake.
Foot on the brake.
So you foot on the brake.
So we brake. There you go.
The big one, yeah? You know how to drive a car, yeah?
Yeah.
And then hold it down.
Hold the brake and
Hold the foot on the brake and hold that button down, right?
Okay.
Ooh. You like it, yeah? You're getting pics for the gram?
Yeah.
You're just like me. Gotta let the chicks know, bro. He's cold with it. And this is just exactly what I'm talking about when I say that other people like my car way more than I like my car.
Yo, bro, give it a little rev. Give it a little rev. Rest the gas? Yeah, a little bit.
Oi! Oi!
It's so. You're a legend.
Yeah, no, bro, you're the legend.
You know, maybe it's a dream. Like, it's the one man and the super cool. Yeah.
You're cold with it, bro. Bro's having fun with that shit. No, thank you.
So much for us, okay?
Of course.
I actually want to ask you a question.
For sure, bro.
What do you do for a living?
I'm-
I actually want to.
I'm a professional YouTuber.
Really?
No, I'm joking. No, it's my first YouTube video. I'm in ecom. Yeah, ecommerce.
Oh,
You know, like selling stuff online?
Yeah, it's like drop shipping or.
Yeah, dropshipping.
Yeah. Is it actually? Does it actually make?
This is the only dropshipper who doesn't sell a course. He doesn't sell a course, no course.
What's your gram?
You want to see my Instagram?
Yeah.
You got Twitter, I'm more
Yeah, I'm on
active
Twitter,
on there,
bro.
yeah?
Yeah, the
You
free
need to jump on Twitter. Instagram is for the bitches, Twitter's for the boys.
Okay.
Twitter's got the value, yeah?
Yeah,
You can take a picture, right? And when you're home, you download the app. Do you know about ecom? Have you tried it?
no, I haven't. I'm
he's a
still
tourist,
16. I'm
he's
still
a tourist.
16.
You're still 16.
Do you think I can, if I take the risk, will I be successful?
I was 16 when I started.
Actually?
Genuinely, yeah.
Okay, how,
I know, I might have been older. I think I might have been 17, but around 16, 17 is when I started.
how did you start?
How did I start?
Long story.
Very long story, but I always wanted to own a clothing brand, and I went onto YouTube searching how to start a clothing brand, and I started telling me about dropshipping, so I thought, okay, look, here's the way to build the cash with dropshipping, and then when the time comes, I'll start the clothing brand. But the time never came. I never wanted to start the clothing brand because I was dropshipping for so long. It was good money, good cash flow, so I just started doing that for the rest of my life.
Will you start a clothing brand in the future?
Potentially, yeah. I tried one before, but it wasn't the right time. You'll be the first customer, yeah? I appreciate that, man.
It's an Arabian tradition.
Yeah, I know.
He's never been this right now, no.
Yeah, he's never been what?
Yeah.
Oh, so you live in Jordan, right?
Yeah, I live
He's
in
a
Jordan.
tourist.
I will make sure that I be the first, no, not the first, the most successful Jordanian guy or kid or.
Right, that's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear.
I hope to be like you and like successful people.
And to get a
Thank
car
you.
like this,
I appreciate
man,
it,
it's so
man.
good.
Bro, Appreciate it. They're gonna think you're a paid actor. Tell them you weren't paid for this shit. Tell them you were just walking along.
I was just walking right there. I went to Viva to get some drinks
Yeah?
for the night.
And you saw this successful guy,
Oh
you know?
yeah, I'm so
Damn.
nervous.
Yeah? No, don't worry about it, man. It's good.
Thank you.
But yeah,
Thank you.
work hard, guys, yeah? Work hard.
I'll make sure to be like you.
For sure.
Have a good night.
Let's get it, bro. See you later, bro. You too. You see, when I wanted a car, bro, honestly, I just wanted the bitches and two lovely guys. That's what I get.
Time for a drive.
Time for a drive. So you'd think a 25-year-old driving a Ferrari would feel like he's made it, but genuinely, it couldn't be further from the truth. Every single time I'm in this car, I genuinely feel butterflies in my stomach because I just think it's such a bad decision to just spend so much money on a car like this. Every time I look at it, I think, well, there's £250,000 that I could have invested somewhere else. And right now, this is not investment at all. It's purely just for the sake of having a nice car. And as I said, having a car like this, it doesn't really do much for me. So when I first started out in e-commerce 10 years ago, I actually always wanted a Lamborghini. When I was 15, 16 years old, my screensaver was just always a Lambo. It's all I ever wanted. It's all I ever talked about to my friends, to my parents. One day I'm going to own a Lamborghini. But then as I went through business and spent years in the trenches, grinding, being fucked over so many times, being scammed, when all that shit happened, it developed me into a completely different person than that 16-year-old who originally wanted the Lamborghini. And through that process, I realized that if my whole goal is to own a Lamborghini, then I'm never going to own a Lamborghini. Because if my goal is a 200k car, okay, I'm spending the next 2 years dedicating my life to get a 200k car. And it's just not the right way to think. I very quickly realized that if you want to buy a 200k car, you got to optimize everything you do in life to earning 200k a month to buy the 200k car. So then you shift your goals from, okay, I want to buy a Lamborghini to, I want to buy a Lamborghini every single fucking month. And it was Jay-Z who said it best when he said, whenever you buy something, make sure you can buy it 10 times. And I completely agree with that advice. So one of the biggest changes I experienced was, I feel like Lamborghini is a brand where it's very flashy, it's very in your face. You want to pull up to a Lamborghini to your high school reunion, or you want to pull up in a Lamborghini to your ex-girlfriend or someone you fell out with in life. And you just want to rev that engine outside of their house and let them know you're there. But the change that happened to me was I realized I got humbled by life. I thought I was going to be that 22, 23-year-old driving around in a Lamborghini. But I got humbled by life and it shifted my mindset more towards a Ferrari. Because a Ferrari to me is more subtle, a bit more low-key than a Lambo. It's black outside, it's not red, because I like to blend in. And it's just like in business. The best entrepreneurs you meet, they're the quietest in the room. And when I was younger, I always used to see the people say, oh, the richest people never wear designer clothing. And I just used to think, well, they do because I see them wearing designer clothing and I know they're rich. But once you really start being in the game, and as I said, I've been in ecom 10 years, been in business 10 years, I've done big deals with my brands and we've bought brands, you start to realize that the real people operating at the highest level, they don't want to be seen. They don't care. I always tell this story how one of the most successful people I ever met in e-commerce, he'd sold his agency for 100 million and now he's running a different kind of e-commerce business. And I'm pretty sure he scaled it to 15 million a month in 3 months or something. One day I was out with him, we were in Dubai. And just out of curiosity, I wanted to learn. I like to meet someone who's levels ahead of me because for my mindset, it's so important to know this is the person I want to be like. If I surround myself with him, then I can get to where he's at. And one day when we were out, I asked him, yo, bro, what do you think of Iman Gadzhi? And he turned around, looked me dead in the eye and said, who the fuck's Iman Gadzhi? And to me, it was such a pivotal point. Like that one conversation was such a pivotal point in my life because it made me realize there are so many people printing online and you just don't know who they are because they have no desire to be known. My friend, there's no reason for you to know who he is. He doesn't benefit from you knowing who he is. He's just there in the shadows printing. I only met him through a friend of mine who isn't even in e-commerce, but he bumped into this guy. And so this guy, he was a complete ghost. He had Instagram. I followed him on Instagram. He didn't even follow me back for 6-7 months. And when I met him again, I was like, yo, bro, where's the follow back? And he just said, oh, I don't check Instagram. Like, I'm sorry. And it really made me realize there's so many people printing without a course. And to me, that was by far the most important and pivotal conversation I've ever had, because it made me realize that I can do whatever I want to do. I can be a 25-year-old kid and make a lot of money, and I know that in 10 years I can still be on the same path in the same business making a lot of money, because there's people that have done it. Everyone you're exposed to online, it's all the course sellers and it's all the same message. Everyone you're exposed to online, you have to remember you're only exposed to them because they want to sell you something. And for me, when I first started out in e-commerce, I think one of the best things I ever did was I realized very, very quickly the kind of people that I should be following and the kind of people I shouldn't be following. So when I first started, one of the guys I liked was a guy called Ezra Firestone. He owned a brand called Boom by Cindy Joseph, which I think was his mum. And he was posting fire on YouTube when they had 600, 700 views a video. And I knew that, look, if I dedicate my life listening to this person as opposed to the guy in Miami who's making videos on dropshipping, who's selling a course through a Lamborghini, then it's way wiser of an investment of my time. And I think the biggest problem for people now is they're way too focused on the Lamborghinis. They're way too focused on lifestyle that they completely neglect the people who are actually putting out value. Like, think of it like this. You can tap into the mind of a fucking billionaire through a $10 bot, but you think that's a scam. However, you'd spend $2,000 to tap into the mind of some 21-year-old kid in Miami ripping a Lamborghini around. So look, here's the thing. There's so much knowledge, there's so much wisdom out online. You just got to become good at understanding what kind of people to follow. When I'm hanging around guys who want to get into the online money space, I ask them, oh, what kind of people you're watching? And it's always the wrong kind of people. And for me, because I've been in ecom for 10 years now, it's so easy for me to look at someone, look at the content they're posting online and say, scammer, scammer, scammer. Yeah, he might be legit. Scammer, scammer, scammer. But for a complete noob, they've got no fucking idea about who is actually making money with e-commerce and who isn't making money. The reason I wanted to start YouTube was because I was so tired of seeing all of these scammers putting out videos and it was all bullshit. I wanted to be someone who was putting out content and it was actually helping people. Like, you can go and check my Twitter. I spent 2-3 years every single day writing a shit ton of value, and I never sold anything once on there. Like, the whole point is I genuinely want to inspire people, because when I was this age, that's what I wanted. And when I'm with my friends who are printing online and you've got no idea who they are, these are the kind of people that I want to introduce to the world, because these are the kind of people you need to follow and you need to be aware exist, so that in your mindset you've got the belief that anything is possible. So let me leave you with this. In e-commerce, it's so hard to actually identify who is a scammer and who isn't a scammer, because the thing is, no one actually reveals their brands. I've got friends who I know are printing 50, 60, 70k a day in e-com, but I have no idea what their brand is, which is why it's so difficult to identify who's real and who's not. So one of the biggest ways that I see a scammer is when people start flexing high ROAS, like a high return on ad spend. Genuinely, it's one of the most fucking stupid things you can do. However, it's the thing where beginners all fall for. If you're saying, oh, I spend 50k a month on ads at a 4x ROAS, immediately the beginner's thinking, oh, I'm making 200k a month, but it just doesn't work like that. So all of the people I know in ecom, all of my stores, none of them are over a 2 ROAS, because all that means is you're not spending enough. If you're spending 100k a month and you're getting a 2.5 ROAS. A lot of people, they go and flex that. But for me, it's the opposite for flex, because all it means is you can be spending 2-3 times as much money. I'm so much more impressed by the guy that's spending 200-300k a month at a 1.6, 1.7 ROAS, because then you know they're actually maximizing the amount of profits they're making. And we even have brands where literally optimizing for a 0.7 and 0.8 ROAS, because we know the more money we spend on acquiring customers, the more they're going to come back and keep on buying stuff. So the whole game is spending as much money as possible. And if an ecom guy is flexing 2-3 ROAS, you know they're not spending anywhere near as much money. And therefore you can, more often than not, 99% of the time, know that they're manipulating the dashboards. It's so easy to go into the ad account and select a few ads and with a high ROAS and pretend it's the whole account, but it just doesn't work like that.